common phenomena that I have seen for the ages. What, 2 decades now? I've seen it happen like all the time. The trade-off of something being done for convenience at the expense of security. It's something that you see just about everywhere. Everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. Alright? From people leaving expensive items in the cars, having easy passwords to guess, not even taking the moment to, remember their PIN code on their bank card. Instead, they just write it down and, hope that, everything's going to be okay. No. No. Okay? There, it's, it's something that's been going on for decades. I see it all the time. Simple passwords so they're easy to remember, but super easy for anyone to guess. And putting things inside a car, that's no. Okay, let's start with the physical items. The car thing. A car is nothing more than a form of transportation. It doesn't matter if it's an SUV, it doesn't matter if it's a 2 or 4-door sedan, even if it's a Cadillac with the word Slutmobile written on the side. At the end of the day, it's nothing more than transportation. A means of getting around. A means of transporting things, items, various individuals from one destination to the next. Plain and simple. Hands down. It's not secure like you think it should be. Alright? You can add precautions and take measures to prevent the car from being stolen. But when it comes to the contents inside the car, it's a fail every time. A super crazy no-way fail. I'm reminded of an incident that happened here in Ohio when I think we had then Governor Bob Taft as president. And yes, for those wondering, Bob Taft is the great-grandson of President William Howard Taft. That's one of the reasons he got the election, because William Howard Taft, if history says anything, he was a pretty good president. So figured, hey, pretty good governor, descendant of the president himself, President Taft. He fucked shit up. He just fucked shit all the way up. He was just awful. Anyway, during the last years of his tenure as governor, there was a security breach with several state employees. Some employees made the habit of taking their work laptops with them to their homes, and they would leave them most likely in their cars. First and foremost, no matter what the deal is, who leaves a laptop in a car? It's got windows. You can see into it and shit. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing there? Alright? So anyway, a random robbery occurred with a couple of these employees where they took the laptops. They smashed the windows, took the laptops. The cars didn't have alarms on them, by the way, so they sat like this all night. Now, you're thinking, okay, state employee laptops, it's their personal work, what's the big deal? The laptops contained records of state employees. And when I say records, I mean records, as in their name, their date of birth, their addresses, telephone numbers, contact information, emails, and of course, the cherry on top, social security numbers. Each one of the laptops had 20,000 records on each. 20,000. So all in all, 40,000 employee records could have been easily accessed. The only thing that stopped it from happening, you have to have a security key to access the laptops, because they are set in such a way that you just can't turn them on and just be right into the system. It's not like you log into Windows, there's your password, you enter the password, or guess it in this case, and boom, you're in. No, they required a security key, which thankfully was not with the laptops. So while the laptops are still gone, the security that they possess, it's still intact, because we haven't really heard anything about state employees, getting fucked over. So that was a thing. But even still, a laptop containing such vital information that can be easily used by hackers, why, of all things, why, what in the balls are you doing leaving it in a car? A car that has windows and metal doors and simple locks. You just pop the lock and you're in. Yeah, alarm system? Oh, sure, no problem. In this day and age, you can simply cut a couple of wires that are connected someplace without disturbing the vehicle, or you can just hack it and disable it. all together. Just like a grab a little device, push some buttons, scan the frequency spectrum, and the alarm's disabled. And nobody hears anything, and the car is yours for the taking. Okay? And that goes the same for trunks. Trunks, I'm gonna tell you a little something. A few days ago, came across a tweet, of an individual who had their car broken into. And what happened was that the interior had nothing in it. There was nothing of value in the interior. And they went through that. But they did manage to pop the trunk and take out the contents that were in there. And it was a couple of headsets, some backpacks, some medicines. All in all, there's well over $3,000 worth of stuff that was taken. So I chimed in and very politely said, I'm not sorry that happened to you, and it sucks that it happened, but I'm not trying to bash you. No matter what the value of the items, always take the items out of the car. The response to that was simply, they were in the trunk, and I'm traveling. Even if you don't put the items inside the car where the seats are, and the seat warmers, and the cup holders, and the kick-ass radio system, and all that other good stuff with the nice leather seats and stuff, and the seat belts and what have you, the trunk is not more secure than the rest of the car. Because the trunk is just a piece of metal that's folded that has a simple latch onto it. Okay? If you can bust the locks out on a car door, what makes you think you can't do the same with the trunk? No, you totally can. It's no more secure than if the items were in the interior of the car itself. And after all that, nothing was really learned. If that's what they want to do, if that's how they feel that things should work, that's on them. But I would not be the least bit surprised if this happened again to them somewhere down the road. I'm not wishing them ill will. I'm not. But insanity is doing the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result. So, that's where that comes from. I feel this is going to happen somewhere down the road. When it comes to cars, make sure you get all your shit out. Don't put it in the trunk. Don't load it up the night before you're about to head out, because people do some weird, freaky shit under cover of darkness. Breaking in the cars is one of those things. So, just don't do that. Okay? And speaking of physical items, let's look at digital items. Like your important documents, maybe some images that you don't want people to see and such. Passwords. A lot of people hate passwords. They don't like them. Can't stand them. They put no thought or effort into them from time to time. And when I say thought and effort, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not only the easiest password to break, but it's still to this day the most commonly used. Oh, God. With me, I sometimes, get a lot of jokes thrown at me about my passwords. Some of my passwords are, if, the site allows for it, it can be north of at least 20 characters, maybe more, all random. And some cases, depending on where I go, the password can be up to, like 70 characters. I know that sounds like overkill, but I don't want people breaking into my shit. Especially if the site doesn't have two-step verification as an option. Alright? And I get a lot of flack for it all the time. It's like, why do you have such a long password? And sometimes I answer in one of two ways. Sometimes I would say, because I don't want people breaking into my shit. That's the most common answer. The second most common answer is, why don't you have such a long password? I do that all the time, and I have no ill will of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I am not afraid to admit I got long-ass passwords for my stuff. Because I don't want people breaking into it. To this day, there are people who still use simple passwords. Not a lot of them, but still quite a number. Like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or they use a word from a dictionary. No, that doesn't work. If you're, listening to this video and you're like, I need to change my password, if you change it to nothing but alphanumeric characters, that's not an easy thing to guess. No, I'm sorry, that is an easy thing to guess. Super easy. Why? Because computers can count. They count exceptionally well. if you were to have a password and it was 6 digits and it was on a website and the password was simply, I don't know, 657018, you honestly don't think that a hacker's going to try the number attack? It's pretty quick for a machine to count all the way up to that number. Pretty damn quick. So in like, what, 10 minutes you're there, they've got access to your shit. But yet it's still a thing that happens. It still is. You know, you should never, ever, in any way, shape, or form, you know, compromise security for convenience. All that shit's there for a reason. I know, it's frustrating, and it's annoying, and it's just a big pain in the ass, especially when you don't remember your password, or you gotta take extra steps to make sure that, you know, your shit doesn't get fucked up or stolen. But it's there because of that. If it's hard for you, it's hard for them. Okay? When you make it easier for you to do stuff, and it's not very secure the way you're doing it, you're making it easy for everyone else. You think of it like this. Let's say that there's like a... Oh, here's a good example. Let's say that you've got a gate, and it's made out of metal. And the whole point of the gate is to make sure that no one that isn't supposed to be in there doesn't come in. You don't have a latch on this gate. You have no security of any kind. Nothing that can make it impossible to open this gate. You know, you unlatched it or whatever the deal is, so you can just go right on in, go right and close it behind you, and then take off. If you can do that, so can anyone else. Okay, it's not really that hard to understand here. But yet, somehow, some way, people still do it. They still do it. They still find those ways to do it. And I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I just don't see the whole purpose in it. I honestly, truly, genuinely do not see the purpose in doing that. Okay? Seriously. You should never compromise security for convenience. And I see it all the time. And it's frustrating and it's annoying because you try to point it out to people. You know, I can't really tell people what they can and cannot do, but when common sense needs to kind of be there, I would like to insert a little suggestion, nothing major, and sometimes they'll understand it, and other times not so much, but it's a thing. It really is, but it shouldn't be so easy to do that. It really shouldn't. You don't want people messing with your stuff. Secure it. It just makes sense. Secure it. You know, and if you're sitting there wondering, well, I get hacked all the time, I get all this happening to me all the time, why is it always me? Because you have super easy passwords and you don't take the proper precautions to secure your shit. And if it's the same group of people, they're like, I know he doesn't secure his shit. That makes it so easy to access. So easy. I mean, look at the documents. This is how much he paid in taxes. Ooh, billing and receipts for stuff. He buys a lot of porn. Look at that. Wow, no wonder why he's having trouble paying off them credit cards. You know, that type of shit. If you don't want that happening to you, you gotta find ways to secure it. Don't leave valuable items in a car. Don't use simple passwords for securing your stuff. Use two-step verification where it applies. And if they don't have two-step verification, you make a fucking long-ass password and you make sure it's complicated. Alright? You write that shit down somewhere, or you put it in a password locker, one of the two. But you secure your shit. I know it sounds like a daunting task, and I know it takes a few minutes off your time. But still, if you had a choice between your shit being taken from you, or more effectively, your shit not being taken from you, which one would you rather have? 2 minutes of your time to ensure that your shit's safe. I don't really see the problem with that, and neither should you. So if you got someone who is like, I'm just going to have simple passwords, or I'm just going to, not keep something locked and just unlock it out of convenience because I don't want to, get off my lazy ass and do the steps needed to gain access or entry, point them to this video. That's what you can do. Point them to this video. I'll be happy to set them out. You know what? I know you've heard this video, and we've been talking for just under 15 minutes now, but I'm going to do you a solid. I want you to advance the video to this point here, and then I want you to pause it. And then I want you to go and get that person to come here and unpause. Okay? Here we go. Are they there? Did you do it? Okay. Dear sir or madam, the gentleman that has brought you to this video, or woman, gentleman or gentlewoman, whatever, groups of people, what have you, to the individuals who have brought you to listen to this part of this video. If you are using weak-ass passwords, stop. Secure that shit. If you have two-factor authentication available, use it. Use it now. If you have valuables in your car which you are choosing to leave overnight, take them out. Please. Okay? Because if you don't do that, your shit gonna get just fucked up. They're gonna wreck your balls. Or vagina. Okay? Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop being this guy. Stop being this person. Secure your shit. Keep it safe. Don't compromise security. Don't compromise your security to make things convenient for you. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I'm asking you. Signed, GodOfKnockers. Thank you. And that's actually all I have to say on this lovely topic. You can listen to past episodes on my YouTube channel at youtube.com if you're listening to it on Twitch. If you're listening to it on Twitch, you're more than welcome to listen to the other episodes as well. I upload to my Twitch channel and to YouTube simultaneously, so you can hear it just about anywhere. If you're on Twitch listening to this, feel free to give my channel a follow. If you want to support it, by all means, hit the subscribe button. Any platform is good. I'll take Twitch Prime. It's cool. It's awesome. And if you're on my YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button there, and there are donation links down below. Currently working on building a Patreon. It's not quite finished yet, but I got the link down there anyway. You can also tip via, the Streamlabs. I have that. No, not Streamlabs. Streamlabs is what it's called. And you can tip that way if you wish. It's completely optional, no obligations. I'm just saying, help a brother out. Help me keep these videos going and help me to improve the quality of this content, which I love making and delivering to you guys. So, this was Real Talk with GodOfKnockers. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next time. Laters.